With the right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with an
After 3 weeks and a perfect 5-0 road trip, the third-ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans return back to Bloomington to open their home CCIW slate against the 7-1 Elmhurst University Blue Jays. From the Shirk Center, alongside CCIW champion Brittany Carper, I'm Matt Sossler.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
they wanted more time or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Back in Bloomington, the Titans about to take on the Blue Jays. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper, and we're joined by assistant coach Brian Erisman and coach a week off following an exhilarating win up in Waukesha. Take me through that game.
Yeah, Carroll's been kind of a rival of ours the last couple of years. They have a really good coach and some really talented players, so we've had some battles, and anytime we can get a road win in conference, especially against somebody who's kind of, been towards the top of the standings last few years is big.
Coach Smith talked about the resiliency of this group. How did that show last week?
Yeah, I think we've been in a lot of close games already this year against really good teams. So we faced some adversity you're going to against good teams. It's not always going to be perfect. Again, we got down. We're actually trailing for most of the third and half of the fourth quarter. But, again, just stayed to who we are. I thought Carroll, maybe got a little bit sped up. Shot selection changed a little bit for them, and for us it got better. So I think we trended up as the game went down, and a sign of maturity in this junior-senior group.
A week off in between the Carroll game and the Elmhurst game, finals week, so the players have more to focus on. How do you manage that as a coaching staff?
Yeah, we practiced at a different time every day, which is a little bit unique. I think we went at 8 a.m., 1 p.m., noon, 3, so literally a different time every day. So a little bit out of routine, but we kept our practices to about an hour and a half, hour 40, get them in, get some shots. So a lot of stuff on us when we're so focused on opponents, kind of that practice game pattern. We had a little bit extra time to maybe mix the groups up a little bit and not worry about a scout, which was kind of nice.
Speaking of scout, this is an Elmhurst team that has their third head coach in as many seasons, and you could say from 2 years ago to last year to this year, it's a completely new team. Some say they're the most improved in the CCIW. What's your take on the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I think they have a really good point guard, so that's a great place to start. And we played against Cam. Cam was an assistant at DePaul, so we had some good battles. I think he's a really good coach. They're doing some good things. They play with pace. They play really hard. They got a transfer post player who rebounds the heck out of the ball. So when you have a point guard and a post who really rebounds, it's a good thing to build around.
That's something that the Carroll Pioneers have and will continue to have with Olivia Rangel and Natalie Grecius. How does the duo of Steamer and Bucata compare to the Waukesha duo?
Yeah, I think that's a hard comparison just because we haven't played Steamer yet on the court, but on film she looks just as strong. I don't know if her shooting range is quite like Grecius, but in terms of a point guard, Bucata is just as aggressive as Rangel is, just a little bit younger, but really skilled and really talented. So, good duo for sure.
You're perfect in conference play. What's the key to extend that into the holiday break?
Yeah, I got my audio message of pace ready to play for you right there. But Elmhurst is one team that I think will run with us and try to embrace that pace. So hopefully we are able to do it in a more controlled and disciplined way. But again, and then keeping Bucata out of the lane. We talk about, yes, they have three-point shooters, but that's still a lower percentage than Bucata getting into the lane for a layup or a free throw. So play team defense on her and be disciplined on that.
Matt Sossler, Brittany Carper alongside assistant coach Brian Erisman. Coach, good luck today.
Thank you. Awesome to have Britt here.
Thanks.
The keys to the game from the Titans assistant coach. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at some players to watch before tip-off right here on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And. Here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program. Double major and play a sport. Do an internship and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
back at the Shirk Center. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. We just heard from assistant coach Brian Ayersman before the Titans take on the Elmhurst Blue Jays. And Brittany, we heard what Coach Ayersman had to say. What are your thoughts on his game plan heading into this contest?
Yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head in terms of what they really need to do. Elmhurst loves to run, get out and push the pace, try to turn you over. Like you said, if they're able to kind of play the more controlled game, I think they'll have a great chance to win the game.
Let's now take a look at our players to watch, starting with Illinois Wesleyan. This is a team where it's very hard to pick a player to watch on any given day. Many players within double figures. They're contributors 8, 9, maybe even 10 deep on this Titan squad. But for this one, we settle on the senior guard from Amboy, Mallory Powers.
Yeah, I think Mallory Powers is really a key to them being successful. She's hit a lot of big shots for them this year. Always seems to kind of know where the ball needs to go when they're in those moments. So I think, she's definitely one to watch today.
Mallory scored in double figures twice last year against Elmhurst, was a catalyst in a couple of games that were wildly lopsided. And when you have a stat line like that, it's hard to tell who truly showed up. When you look between the lines, it was definitely 23 in green. Powers had 8 points last Saturday against the Pioneers, and now it's time for our player to watch. For the Blue Jays, this one a little bit easier. Kristen Bukata, their only scorer in double figures.
Yeah, she's the key to make them go. She gets herself into the lane, gets to the free throw line a lot. I think that's a stat that really jumps out when you look at what she does. And then in terms of, getting the ball where it needs to go, has a great assist to turnover ratio as a point guard. And so I think she's definitely one that the Titans will need to key in on tonight.
She's the straw that stirs the drink for the Blue Jays. Bukata, 22 points their last time out, was dominant against Illinois Wesleyan twice, and didn't even play for the majority of the game in the suburbs of Chicago. Got injured in the first half of that contest, but ready to rock and roll for the home CCIW opener for Illinois Wesleyan. One more break, and then the pregame ceremonies and tip-off right here on 12-Ounce Sports and IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12-Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12-Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
About 2.5 minutes until the pregame ceremonies, and then Illinois Wesleyan takes on Elmhurst. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. And Brittany, we've gone over the players to watch. We heard from Coach Ayersman. A week layoff for Illinois Wesleyan. This is the last conference game for both Elmhurst and the Titans before they head back into the non-con. The Titans have a quick turnaround. They'll take on Chicago on Tuesday before heading down to Texas for their Christmas trip, and then they'll return back into conference play. But what are your keys to ending the 2024 section of CCIW play with a win for Wesleyan?
I think staying focused at the task at hand. I think sometimes, you can look ahead maybe to that Chicago game. And I think finals week is always tough. Your mind tends to wander as a student athlete about going home, Christmas break. And so, I think this group being junior, senior led, definitely will have their focus here today. But I think it's, taking care of the basketball, making them turn the ball over on the other side and, capitalizing on that.
We saw a lot in that first half in Waukesha. Self-inflicted wounds for Illinois Wesleyan. As a result, they trailed by 9 heading into the locker room, trailed by 11 at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. And then we saw those mistakes clean up, and that resulted in the comeback win.
Definitely, and I think that's the key to them. When they are able to take care of the basketball and not, hurt themselves, they're really hard to beat. And when you see that play out, the results tend to go in their favor. And so I think today that'll be a big key for them.
Before we send it down courtside for pregame ceremonies, coach's profile for Illinois Wesleyan. Maya Smith, a record of 505 and 207 in her 27th season at the helm of the green and white. Cameron Tucker, his first season at the lead of Elmhurst. He has a record of 7-1, was an assistant at Wyoming last year, and then spent some time at DePaul. Let's now send it down courtside to PA announcer Tommy Gilbert.
The beautiful campus of Illinois Wesleyan University for today's CCIW game between the Blue Jays of Elmhurst University and your Illinois Wesleyan Titans. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps and face the flag at center court as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. At guard, a 5'4" senior from Romeoville, number 0, Lindsay Novak. At guard, a 5'2" senior from Vancouver, Washington, number 1, Rowan Cusack. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Valparaiso, Indiana, number 10, Kristen Pukata. At guard, a 5'8" senior from McChesney Park, number 22, MC Brown. And at forward, a 6'1" junior from Palmdale, California, number 30, Sierra Steamer. Elmhurst is coached by Cameron Tucker, assisted by Maya Marshall, Cameron Mitchell, Drew Ondyke, and Morgan Frank. And now, the starting lineup for your Titans. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Geneva, number 24, Kate Palmer. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Amboy, number 23, Mallory Powers. At guard, a 5'6" junior from Lincolnshire, number 22, Ava Bardick. At forward, a 6' 5th year from Maryville, number 20, Katie Knudsen. And at guard, a 5'8" senior from Lombard, number 5, Lauren Huber. Your Titans are coached by Maya Smith, assisted by Brian Ersman, Kate Pullman, Sammy Matouche, and Chad Cusack. Please welcome our officials this afternoon, Sean Carver, Afton Dawkins, and Isaiah Tody.
Pre-game ceremonies from the Shirk Center in Bloomington. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. The Titans about to tip off their home CCIW slate for the year 2024-2025. And Brittany, before the ball goes in the air, your final thoughts?
I think we're going to see a high-scoring affair, see which team can control the tempo and, not turn the ball over and capitalize on the other team's mistakes.
The Titans lead the all-time series 67-16. They're on a 15-game win streak over the Blue Jays. Last meeting 99-65 on February the 7th of last year. Titans over the Blue Jays. Huber and Steamer in the center circle, and we're underway from the Shirk. Titans in control early. It's Katie Knutson starting for her third straight game. Rotates with Sawyer White in the starting five. Geneva native and all CCIW selection Kate Palmer. To the All-American Lauren Huber in a double team. Titans slow to start. Palmer too short on the 3-ball.
Good possession there, I think. They got an open look, just didn't go in for them.
Rowan Cusack, the Vancouver, Washington native, controlling the point for the Blue Jays to their leading scorer, Kristen Bukata. Lindsay Novak, the Romeoville senior, downstairs to Steamer. Knutson gets in the way.
Good hands there by Knutson. They run a lot of ball screen stuff, Elmhurst does, so it'll be interesting to see how the Titans guard that.
Knutson, the 6-foot senior out of Maryville, Illinois, coming off of a fantastic week with their stat lines against North Park and Carroll. 5 on the timer, down low and too short. Fast break point for Illinois Wesleyan, and Powers converts.
Great outlet there. Get the ball off the rim, and they go and convert 2 on the other end.
Fast break points have been the method of execution for Illinois Wesleyan. Didn't have a ton, only had single digits in that regard up in Waukesha, but looking to right the ship in that category. Knutson in the way again, stolen by Lauren Huber. Palmer to Bartik with space. Knutson gets the one-on-one. Steamer able to stand tall. Powers, who has the lone basket for Illinois Wesleyan. Knutson with plenty of space, denied by Steamer.
It's a great defensive play there by Steamer. Good ball movement by Wesleyan, just a better defensive play.
Steamer's 15th block as Bukata gets the and one.
It's a great finish on that end. Again, that's what you have to worry about with Elmhurst. They're going to get the ball out and try to really push you in transition.
And the team is first.
Foul against Ava Bartik, her first, the team's first. The Valparaiso, Indiana native, shooting 74% from the free throw line this year.
Again, she's gotten there. This is her 55th attempt, so, she's really trying to get there.
Old-fashioned three-point play, successful.
Three-point play for Kristen Bukata.
So Elmhurst with the early advantage. And we see a little bit of a pressure look from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they've shown some 2-2-1 back to a 2-3, and the Titans take advantage of it there.
Bartik with the triple, and the Titans get the advantage right back. The Lincolnshire native shooting 34% from deep entering today. And a travel called against Elmhurst. MC Brown shuffled her feet.
Good pressure there by the Titans to force the turnover. We'll see another little look at the 2-2-1 here by Elmhurst, see if the Titans can capitalize again.
Resulted in a wide open 3 for Bartik the last time around. Titans able to break it for the moment. Powers and Palmer play pitch and catch. Palmer with plenty of real estate. Too strong.
Again, another good look there. Got to be careful about the pass over the hands against the pressure, but they were able to get an open look.
Steamer from deep rattles around. So it's been a 3-point shootout. A lot have missed. Long 2 from Powers, and the Titans are a little cold to start off this ball game.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the week layoff here. Trying to get your feet back under you, get used to the game action again.
Cusack with space, drains it.
Rowan Cusack for 3.
A good look there. Again, she hasn't made a ton on the year, but, you got to respect that shot now that she's made one.
Only a 12% shooter prior to today, and Elmhurst has the lead back. Huber with all a highway 55, but she's denied. Second block for the Blue Jays. And some tap ball around the middle, and an unforced error from Mallory Powers.
Yeah, and that's the frenetic pace, that I think both sides are playing. It's just who can, once the turnover happens, who's going to capitalize on the other end.
That's the first Titan turnover of the afternoon. Again, Brittany, you mentioned the week-long layoff. We're seeing a little bit of rust on both sides.
Yeah, I think that's typical. It's hard to simulate the game speed in practice, and so once you get your first 5 minutes under you usually see a little bit of change there.
Offensive foul called against Steamer, her first.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, that was a situation. Bukata just didn't wait for the screen there and kind of put her postman in a difficult position.
Elmhurst leading early, similar narrative to what we saw on the north side of Chicago 10 days ago, where North Park took a 1-point lead into the under 5 timeout. Ava Bardick has her pocket picked, running out of bounds. Sierra Gibson and the Titans maintain control.
Yeah, that was really good pressure there by Elmhurst. They just weren't able to get the ball, but again, they're putting some pressure on the Titans to make some plays.
Titans work from the half court for the first time today.
A little 2-3 zone here from Elmhurst. They really run around in it, try to make you take some forced shots.
Bardick can't hit the 3, out of bounds, and it goes the Blue Jays' way.
It's a great hustle there by MC Brown to knock the ball off.
Titans shooting just 1 of 4 from three-point land in the early stages of this ball game. In the textbook run and jump. And laying off a hair as Laura Malum heads to the scorer's bench. Bukata gets the screen. Cusack to the River Grove, Illinois junior. A lot of roster turnover on this squad from last year to this year. Bukata with 2 on the shot clock, and the bank's open.
Again, you're going to live with that if you're the Titans. She hasn't made a lot from out there this year, and it was a contested 3 at the end of the shot clock.
Only shooting 26% from deep entering today. And unable to get the quick 5 for the Blue Jays as Gibson. Knutson comes away with the rock for Wesleyan, trailing by 4.
Again, Elmhurst really ramping up the pressure, causing some Titans turnovers.
2-on-1 if they hurry. Cusack makes them pay. And Elmhurst with their largest lead of the day at 6.
Again, they're in their 2-2-1 here, trying to force another Titan turnover. Typically fall back to a 2-3.
And that's going to be the bailout for Illinois Wesleyan to go right to your All-American Lauren Huber to try and right this ship.
Yes, a great answer there by Huber. Kind of took it down the middle and finished with a nice layup.
We got in a double team off of Ava Bardick. Elmhurst retains possession.
Sawyer White, Sarah Pauly, and Laura Malum check in.
And a media timeout called by Maya Smith. We'll keep it here, Brittany. The Titans off to a slow start.
Yeah, the Elmhurst pressure is really bothering them. You can see that just in terms of the pace. And when they have made a couple of turnovers, they haven't been able to capitalize. The Titans haven't. So, hopefully you're going to see them control it a little bit more. And, they've gotten some open looks. They can hopefully get those knocked down.
The scoring has come from only 5 players. For Elmhurst, Rowan Cusack with 5 points. Kristen Bukata with an early 6. For Illinois Wesleyan, Bardick with 3. Powers and Huber each with a deuce. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carpenter, the home opener in conference play for Illinois Wesleyan, and they're feeling the results of a week-long layoff, shooting just 3 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 4 from deep. They have yet to get to the free throw line. As for Elmhurst, they're shooting 57% from the field, 66% from deep.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have really done kind of what they've wanted to do. They've turned him over. Bukata got to the free throw line, finished an and one. So the 3, again, like I said, you're going to live with that from her. But other than that, I think, especially on the Titans end, they just want to clean it up a little. And, I think, again, after that little layoff, you're going to see the shots start to fall.
If you're Maya Smith, what are you saying in that huddle?
I think just deep breath, take care of the basketball. Sometimes when you're a pressure team and you get pressured, you tend to maybe speed up yourself a little bit. But again, you play against this all the time in practice, and so I think you'll see them settle in here.
Titans have turned it over 3 times. Elmhurst has given them up 4. Blue Jays with the basketball out of the timeout. Leading scorer, Bucata with 5 on the shot clock. Walled off by Bardick. Turnaround jumper too short. Bardick with the board and a foul.
That's great defense by Bardick. Again, that's, they're trying to get downhill off those ball screens. She defended it well, and then they got the rebound.
Gibson's first, team's second. That's one of the ways a team can regain control of a game is to force some fouls. Malum against the press is able to break it. Sarabali out to Malum. White thought about the 3.
Had an open look there, decided to reverse the ball and hopefully get another good one here.
Long 3 from Palmer, too strong. Rebounded by Gibson. Foul called on Malum. That's her first. Second for Illinois Wesleyan.
Blue Jays have done a good job on the defensive boards, trying to really clean it up and then get out and run in transition.
So the Titans looking for a spark. Sawyer White is one of those players who can provide it on the defensive end, has 196 steals entering today, approaching the 200 club.
So long, gets her hands on so many balls and really can make them go on the defensive end.
Cusack with room. Off the heel, Bardick has her second rebound. Titans moving faster. Bally in the corner. Clanks off. Tap down, Bucata is able to retain control.
It was another great look there for the Titans, just didn't fall. And then the Blue Jays cleared the board again, which they've been doing well.
Toilet bowls in and out of the hands of Gibson. Bally has White wide if she wants, takes it herself and finishes.
It's a great way to attack there off the missed shot in transition.
First bucket for the Bloomingdale, Illinois native. Bucata under some duress against the double and is able to break it. Gibson, wide open corner 3, goes down low. Her pocket's picked by Huber.
It's a great closeout by the Titans. Again, Elmhurst isn't a great three-point shooting team, so close short, make them put the ball on the floor and defend that.
Titans with a chance to tie, and Huber is able to convert. She's got 4, and we're back to even at 11. Elmhurst has been scoreless the last 2 minutes until now as Steamer reclaims the lead.
Great look in transition there by Bucata, broke the press, and then finds Steamer at the rim to finish.
Her first, the team's
breaks up a 6-0 run for Illinois Wesleyan, and a second chance at an old-fashioned three-point try for the Blue Jays. Steamer just 7 of 10 from the free throw line this year. The Palmdale, California native, Antelope Valley Community College transfer.
Valerie Powers on for the Titans as well.
A lot of coaching changes for the Blue Jays. And so naturally, the transfer portal is an ideal area to dip your toe in for some new talent.
Definitely, and she's really fit in nicely with them, averaging almost a double-double.
Free throw and a three-point play for Sierra Steamer.
14-11, Elmhurst with the lead. Long pass, Sarabali keeps her toe in.
It's a dangerous pass there, but they were able to recover. And then Elmhurst again with the pressure on the ball and was able to get the steal.
Tie up, arrow favors Elmhurst.
Now ball possession to Elmhurst.
We're tied at 11. Elmhurst has led by as many as 6 at 11-5 midway through this first quarter. Both teams have come out a little slow shooting-wise.
Yeah, both teams have had looks from the 3 that just haven't gone down. So, it'll be interesting to see if that changes a little bit here as the game progresses.
Steamer downstairs to DeLepe. Straightaway 3, way short. Out of the hands of Maya Lewers. And the Titans have a dead ball to reset their offense.
Again, I think you're going to live with that if you're the Titans. Give them the open 3. Again, they haven't shot a great percentage.
Elmhurst shooting just 24% from deep as they get the turnover. DeLippe with the short layup, no good. Stolen downstairs by Lures, and the Titans have trouble getting out of the shadow of their own goalposts, and Elmhurst is able to make them pay again.
Yeah, again, the Elmhurst pressure and the way they're closing in those passing lanes has been really tough for Wesleyan to get clean looks. I think if they are able to get the ball in the middle of the floor here, they can handle the pressure a little bit better.
16-11, Blue Jays with the advantage, under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Titans, one of their last 6 from three-point land. Elmhurst not much better, 2 of 6. But the difference in this game is, for one of the rare occurrences this season, the Titans have turned it over more than their opponents, 6-5.
You don't see that often, against a Coach Smith team. And so I think that's got to be the point of emphasis here in the timeouts, is taking care of the basketball, getting, valuable shots on the other end. And I think once they do break it, attacking it, they've been able to score at the rim here and inside. So, again, got to take care of the ball and give yourself a chance on the offensive end.
Rebounds even at 8. A lot of the stats are fairly even. It's execution that's the difference in this ball game. Titans break the press. Malum corner 3, too short. Second chance opportunity, can't finish, and the Titans get a third opportunity.
Much better job against the pressure there. Open look, again, just didn't fall. Huber kept that alive.
First couple of offensive rebounds. Blocking foul called downstairs on Gibson. That's her second.
Blue Jay foul on number 14, Sierra Gibson. That is her second, the team's third. Katie Knutson checks.
That's something to keep in mind in a tight game. 2 quick ones
on for the Blue Jays.
For the junior out of River Grove, Illinois, the College of DuPage transfer.
Yeah, and she's an active one on the defensive end, so that hurts the Blue Jays there.
Titans try to make it a one-score game. Sarah Bali. Wide. Powers cleans up the mess.
Again, another open look against the zone, but that's, you're susceptible to that in the zone as the offensive rebounding. So great job by the Titans there.
3 offensive rebounds on that trip alone. About a 26-second differential between shot and game clock. Right through the hands of Ravizi from Lures. So now an 11.5-second differential between shot and game clock. And the Titans with an opportunity to turn probably one of their poorest quarters of the season into a deadlock.
Yeah, again, get a great shot here against the press.
Foul on Lures. Team's 4th.
Blue Jay foul on number 2, Maya Lures. Her first, the team's 4th.
So foul trouble starting to become a bit of a problem for the Blue Jays. Grant Mallory Powers an extra few feet.
Blue Jays here in the 2-3 zone, so see how the Titans attack this. Get a good look here.
Bardick. 10 to shoot. Wide open, left arc, pure.
It was a great reversal. Powers flashed into the high post. They all went with her, and a wide open Bardick on the 3-point line.
10 seconds for the Blue Jays against the run and jump. Stolen away by Mallory Powers. Down low to Sarah Bali. Back and can't finish. 3 seconds, and now a chance for the Blue Jays. Steamer, and they're able to get the buzzer beater they once had. They take an 18-16 lead into the second 10. Brittany will talk about that more when we come back as the Titans head to the separating part of the game, the second 10, when we come back on IWSports.com.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
Start of the second 10 in Bloomington. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. It's the Blue Jays.
After review, the basket to end the quarter is confirmed.
With an 18-16 advantage, one of the new features in Division III, in-game replay, and the officiating crew confirming the buzzer beater from Steamer. So Elmhurst with an 18-16 lead. And Brittany, what do the Titans need to do to right the ship?
Value the basketball. That's really where they got themselves in trouble in the first quarter, and Elmhurst capitalized almost every time. So take care of the basketball, get a good shot every possession, and I think, again, you're going to see some of their outside shots go down too.
3-ball from Powers is good.
Right on cue there, Powers hits it after Bardick had just hit one at the end of the first. So ball movement against the 2-3 will be key for them to get good looks.
Fast break points have been the method of execution for the Blue Jays. They're leading that column 9-5. Second errant pass of the game from the Blue Jays, this time from Cusack. So the Titans get it back. Mentioned the second 10. It's been the point of separation for Illinois Wesleyan this season. They're outscoring opponents 173-119 in the second period.
Yeah, and I think you could just see the increased intensity there on the defensive end, and then, again, a nice feed down there at the basket to score.
Knutsen's first points on the day. She got lost in the shuffle. So the Titans with a 3-point advantage and finishing through traffic.
A great job of breaking the press there and wide open at the rim.
MC Brown with the close. Powers, second three of the quarter. Can't bury it.
Much better job there against the press, though. Bardick got into the middle, and then they were able to attack and get the open look.
Another stalled drive for Bukata. And Palmer gets in the way. 2-on-2 if they hurry. White is fouled. Count it! And another coming.
It's a great hit ahead there to White, and then a nice finish at the rim there, especially with the foul, too.
Blue Jay foul on number 1, Rowan Cusack. Her first and the team's
on
first.
Cusack, her first and the team's first to the frame.
Sawyer White.
So Sawyer White with a chance at a three-point play. That 2-point basket, her first points of the contest. To go along with 2 assists.
She's really moved the ball well against the zone, giving them some open looks.
3-point play complete from White.
Sawyer White.
Enter today shooting 66% from the free throw line, a perfect 1 of 1 this afternoon. Blue Jays able to break the run and jump. Down low to Steamer. She's going to finish that every time.
Yeah, she's caught almost every pass and finished down there. It's a tough guard when she gets it that deep and open at the basket.
7 points for Steamer. And Knutsen all alone is fouled on her way up. I've seen that a couple times where Elmhurst is so focused on the perimeter they forget about the post.
Yeah, Knutsen's been able to sneak behind the defense there, and they've been able to hit her from the top of the key on that pass, and didn't finish there but got fouled, so she give herself a chance to hit 2 free throws here.
Foul on Lures, her second. She's the second Blue Jay with 2 fouls in the first half, joining Sierra Gibson. Knutsen this season, the Maryville, Illinois native, shooting 57% from the free throw line. Titans outscoring Elmhurst 8-4 in the second stanza. Trailed by 2 at the break.
Yeah, forced a couple turnovers, gave themselves some good looks, and again got behind the zone to have some easy looks at the basket.
Kato forces the switch, and a blocking foul called against Ava Bardick as Bukata shuffled her feet right into the contact.
Yeah, it looked like Wesleyan was there playing pretty good defense, and just maybe a little bit too much pressure with the lower half there.
It's a second on Bardick as Sarah Bali heads to the scorer's table.
That's a big second foul for the Titans.
The Temple Terrace, Florida native, goes downstairs, and Steamer is dominant down low.
Again, Titans really haven't had an answer for her at the basket. She has really good hands, and she's been able to finish.
Lures taps it out of bounds, so it stays with White. Sarah Bali in for Ava Bardick.
Blue Jays still here in the 2-3 zone, so see how the Titans attack this.
Start off with Powers on an in-cut. She has the short corner mid-range, leaves it short.
Good look again. Get the ball moving, get the defense side to side, and see where you can find your open look here against the zone.
Elmhurst with a chance to reclaim the lead. It would be their first lead since the start of this quarter. Cusack against White. Low pass. Bukata is able to corral. Another deep shot clock for the Blue Jays. Bukata off the back iron. Steamer had it for a moment. Tapped out, and Sarabali comes away with it.
Good defense there by the Titans, forcing the jump shot from Bukata.
Palmer for three. Cha-ching!
Great extra pass there from White for Palmer to hit the three in the corner. A little mix-up as Steamer was down on the other end, so Blue Jays were scrambling.
4 assists for White, 3 points for the Geneva, Illinois native. Long pass taken away by Knutson on the tip from Powers. Another 3-ball this time from Sarah Bally. In and out. Powers with the offensive rebound, and the Titans recycle. Knutson against 3 blue jerseys. Can't finish. A tie-up, and the arrow favors Elmhurst.
Ball on the rebound. It'll remain with the Titans.
It's a great pass in transition from White. Shot didn't go down, but again, Titans are doing a good job on the offensive boards.
Check that. It'll stay with Wesleyan.
Sika Illy. And
Hockey-style line change
for the Blue Jays.
For the Blue Jays, Lika Ely, the Chino Hills, California native, checks in. Along with Dee DeLipi.
Blue Jays still in the 2-3 zone here.
Great pass by Powers. Knutson defers back outside. 8 on the shot clock. Titans have to hurry. Huber from the elbow against the double team, and time runs out.
Yeah, I thought Powers made that pass to Knutson on the baseline. Maybe could have powered up there. Didn't feel comfortable with the shot, and then they got themselves in a tough position there, not having an open look.
First shot clock violation of CCIW play for Illinois Wesleyan.
Credit to the Blue Jays there. They were all over the ball, really swarmed to it after that missed opportunity on the baseline.
Titans shooting one of their last 4. Elmhurst has been scoreless the last minute and 44 seconds. See a defensive switch. Lauren Huber tasked with the leading scorer for Elmhurst, Bukata. Another deep shot clock. Gibson in with 2 fouls. The 3-ball. Can't get it. Malum with the corner rebound.
Again, another good defensive possession there by the Titans, really making them play in the half court.
Palmer forced horizontal. The Titans are able to reset.
Blue Jays still here in the 2-3 zone.
Blocking foul called against Gibson. That's her 3rd.
It was a big call there against the Blue Jays.
Blue Jay foul on number 14.
Especially with the shot clock winding down. That's the last thing you want to do in that situation is a foul there.
Titans get a fresh 20, leading by 4.
Replacing Gibson.
Similar to what we see every time. It's bunch scoring for Illinois Wesleyan. Huber from her favorite spot, no doubt.
Huber.
Yeah, Blue Jays just kind of fell asleep there, left her wide open at the elbow, and she knocks it down.
Huber, a point guard in high school, switching from the quote-unquote 1 to the 5 to the 4, can play any spot on the floor.
It's valuable to have a player like that can kind of play all over the court, and you can see that there.
Has some ties to Elmhurst. We'll dissect that more later on in the broadcast. Bukata comes up short.
Another good defensive possession there by the Titans. See what they can do on the offensive end.
Titans riding a 5-0 run. Sarabali loses it out of bounds. It stays on this end.
Blue Jays got their hands on that one a couple times against the zone. Hard to get into gaps and dribble through that. Really need to look to move the ball with the pass.
Ava Bardick will check back in for the Titans.
Bardick checks back in with 2 fouls, but first immediate timeout. And Brittany, you talk about this 2-3 zone for the Blue Jays. The Titans have gotten a little bit better at converting through it, but how do the Titans execute off of it?
I think really trying to get the ball into the high post is the key for them. When they've been able to do that, you see the option to the, pass down to the baseline, or they can skip it to the wing. They're getting open looks when they're doing that. When they've tried to beat it with the dribble, that's where they've gotten themselves into a little bit of trouble in terms of Elmhurst getting their hands on the ball. And they do a good job of really closing the gaps in the passing lanes against us. They kind of spread it out and make it a little bit more difficult in those passing lanes. But again, I think if you get the ball into the high post, you're seeing a lot more success from them.
Matt Saucer alongside Brittany Carper. Game number 3 in conference play for Illinois Wesleyan, the final conference game of the calendar year 2024 before they head back into non-conference play and into Christmas break. Mallory Powers leads the way with 7 points. Ava Bartik and Lauren Huber each with 6. For the Blue Jays, it's Sierra Steamer with 9, Kristen Bucata with 6. Coach Ayersman pregame talked about you have a good point guard and a good post, you have a good start.
Definitely, and Steamer has been, everything I thought she was from watching a little bit in the stats, and they've had a tough time with her. I think they've done a much better job on Bucata after the early 5 minutes of the game, so we'll see kind of how that turns out here the last 4.5 minutes of the second quarter.
Titans riding a 5-0 run in the last 3 minutes and 19 seconds, outscoring the Blue Jays 14-6 in the second quarter. Palmer with room, York.
Great ball movement there against the zone. Again, get them moving, you're going to see the wide open shots.
In the run and jump, Bucata in trouble, throws it away. Mallory Powers comes away with the loose rock.
That's really what the Titans want, a made basket, get themselves into the press there.
A 5-0 run balloons to a 10-0 run just like that. And a timeout called by Coach Tucker. We'll take it with him. Titans lead by 11 on 12 Ounce Sports and IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Final furlong of the first half. Illinois Wesleyan with a 35-24 lead over Elmhurst. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. The Titans with a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes and 47 seconds. They trailed by 2 entering the second quarter and have outscored Elmhurst 19-6. And the Blue Jays and the ATO looking to even this game, or at least even the momentum as Lures gets caught down on the ground. Jump ball called, and it stays on this end.
Yeah, the Titans there on their run were able to make some baskets and then get themselves into their press, which allowed them to turn the Blue Jays over, and then you're seeing the run from them there.
Largest run by either team. Get some floor maintenance. You expand the 10-0 run over the last 4:04. It's an 11-2 run over the last 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Lauren Huber critical. She's 4 of her last 5.
Yeah, she's been great. She's gotten to her spot kind of in that high post and been able to knock down some shots. I think if you're the Blue Jays here, you're trying to get the ball to Steamer on the low block.
Steamer forced to drive herself and pumps on the brakes too soon.
Yeah, she was trying to make a play. I think, again, that's not maybe her strength, so find a way to put her down by the basket and get her a touch.
12th turnover for Elmhurst in this first half. Titans slow the action down. Huber in a double team means that somebody's open. Palmer's found and makes the Blue Jays pay.
Great extra pass there from Mallory Powers. Again, they were able to skip the ball against the zone and made the extra pass and wide open 3.
Palmer, who was held scoreless in the first quarter, has a quick 9 in quarter number 2. All on 3-point field goals. And it's ballooned to a 14-point Titan advantage. Steamer can't handle the pass.
Right idea there by the Blue Jays, just a little strong on the pass.
Another skip pass from the Titans. Huber, great move against Steamer.
Yeah, got her a touch there in the high post, faced up, made a really good move.
MC Brown, no answer.
Tried to break the press there, just kind of an errant shot.
Huber with all of I-55 and a good closeout by MC Brown against the All-American. And Cusack denied by Malum.
Good defense there by Malum. Both teams there were a little unsure of who they were guarding on each end, and you saw a couple of open looks, and both teams were able to recover.
Malum's third block of the season. She's now tied for second place on Illinois Wesleyan. Blocks aren't something that come natural given the Titans' defensive system. A lot more steals than blocks.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the way they play. They don't have a ton of size, so their rim protection is more before you get to that area and get your hands on the ball.
Titans have their largest lead of 16 points.
Blue Jays definitely need a basket on this possession here.
They've been scoreless the last 5.5 minutes. Bukata breaks the scoreless drought.
That's really been the first time she's been able to get downhill, kind of find her spot by the rim.
And Malum with the immediate response. And Bukata in takeover mode. Can't get her second straight bucket. Tapped out of bounds. Touched off of Bukata last. And Brittany, when you're in the situation that the Blue Jays are in, ideally you don't want your leading scorer taking over the controls, but that might be what they have to do.
Yeah, I think she's, trying to be a little bit more aggressive, make some plays on that end for her team. I like that shot, just didn't fall for them. If she can get downhill, it's either maybe a look for her, or she can drop it off to Steamer, who's been successful.
Anna Kozinski checks in for the first time today. Knutson, mid-range, drains it.
Again, a great job of breaking the press, got the ball to the middle, and they were able to attack and finish on that end.
Run continues to grow for the Titans, now at 18-4. Sarah Bali called for the foul.
And the biggest thing in this run is the Titans haven't turned the ball over, and that was their Achilles heel in the first quarter, and they've really cleaned that up in the second.
Lindsay Novak back on for the Blue Jays.
Lindsay Novak checks back in. Titans in the first quarter had 7 turnovers, just 1 in the second.
Yeah, and I think, again, that's the biggest difference. They're taking care of the basketball, getting good looks, and you're seeing the threes start to fall as well.
Kozinski against Knutson. Kozinski, a solid year last year, and 3-ball. Leaves it short. 1 minute to go until halftime. Titans with a 20-4 run, and Kate Palmer is left in Chenoa, and toilet bowls in and out. Knutson's right on the spot, and a foul called.
Yeah, it was a great skip pass. Palmer didn't hit the 3, but they got the offensive rebound, which again against the zone, you're a little susceptible to that. So it was nice to see that.
Steamer a little slow to get up. Deja Parks checks in.
Parks checks in for the Blue Jays, replacing Steamer.
Inbound to White.
Blue Jays still with the 2-3 zone. Be interesting to see how much longer they play that, given how well the Titans are shooting.
White all alone, and they continue to beat it.
Yeah, again, just the ball movement against that zone. They're just getting a lot more looks, and like I said, once their legs got back under them, you're seeing the shots fall.
Shot clock off, and Bukata throws it out of bounds.
Great pressure there from White and Palmer, force the turnover.
Titans in this second period are shooting 4 of 7 from deep, 57%.
Yeah, and we knew they were getting open looks. It was probably just a matter of time before they started to fall, and you're seeing, the ball go in the basket, and that's kind of the result to the game.
Just 2 of 9 in the first quarter. Titans can hang on to the last shot and get to the half-century mark in the first half.
Yeah, important to get a good look here going into halftime.
8 seconds. The Titans have hit a buzzer beater in each of their last 2 contests. 4 seconds. Sarabali to Palmer. Long 3 opportunity. And I think a hand got on it on its way up. So the Titans unsuccessful on that last possession. But fear the second 10 indeed. Illinois Wesleyan outscores Elmhurst 31-8 after trailing by 2 at the end of the first quarter. Definitely the quarter that Maya Smith's squad needed.
Yeah, definitely. I think you saw them really take care of the basketball, break the pressure, handle it, get opportunities on the offensive end. And again, when you're a three-point shooting team and they start to fall, it just changes the game for you really on both ends, because you can then get into your pressure, and when they weren't making their threes, they were getting offensive rebound and finding putbacks there.
We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll dissect the first half numbers. Titans lead.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Halftime at Shirk Center in Bloomington, Illinois Wesleyan with a commanding 47-26 lead, currently riding a 26-6 run throughout the majority of that second period, currently lasting 9 minutes and 8 seconds. Meanwhile, Elmhurst scoreless the last 2 minutes and change of the half. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper taking a look at some first half numbers. Leading scorers for Illinois Wesleyan, Lauren Huber kick-started the offensive brigade for the Titans with 10 points. Kate Palmer, 3 threes, 9 points. Mallory Powers with 7. Ava Bardick, who got into some foul trouble, with 6. Same with Sawyer White. Katie Knudsen, dominant down low with 5. As for the Blue Jays, Steamer started off well, but has since been contained. She has 9 points. Kristen Bucata with 8.
Yeah, Huber really ignited the Titans offense, and then you started to see the outside shots fall, and again, they just were really to ramp up the pressure, which really caused havoc for the Blue Jays. And I think that's why you're not seeing Steamer get as many looks, as they haven't really been able to get into the half court. And when they have, the Titans have done a great job of defending.
We also see a big difference in a lot of stats from the first quarter to the second quarter. Start off with field goal percentage, 38.9% for Illinois Wesleyan compared to 66.7. They're at 52.8 on the first half. Three-point land was not a friendly place to be for Illinois Wesleyan in the first quarter, shooting 2 of 9, finishing 5 of 8 in the second. As for Elmhurst, three ball has been their bugaboo this year, and they're 2 of 8.
Yeah, and one of them was a banked-in 3. And so if you're the Titans, you're going to live with that shot going in. You're more worried about protecting inside, protecting the paint, not allowing them to get to the spots that they want to.
Another stat that has been a reason behind the Titans' success is fast break points, points in transition. At the end of the first quarter, it was Elmhurst 5, Illinois Wesleyan 5. As we sit now, it's Elmhurst 9, Illinois Wesleyan 14. So the Titans keeping Elmhurst out of the transition game, and while adding 9 transition points of their own.
Right, and that goes back to value in the basketball. Like we said, I think, the Titans had one turnover in the second quarter, and that was really the difference there. They valued the basketball, took care of it, were able to give themselves opportunities on the offensive end, and certainly capitalized on those.
Rebounding battle, 19-13, Titans on top. It's a rare scheduling circumstance in the CCIW on a Saturday, a full weekend of basketball here in Bloomington. The women playing today, the men will play tomorrow. You see all CCIW guard Hakeem Williams in a rematch of last year's CCIW championship game. Williams and the Titans taking on Elmhurst tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Myself and Eric Stock will be on the call for that one. And then the Titan women return to action on Tuesday in what is known as UAA week around the Shirk Center. Titan women taking on Chicago on Tuesday, and then the Titan men, the rivalry against Wash U this upcoming Thursday. Speaking of out-of-town scores, we'll dissect some of those when we come back right here on IWSports.com.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
Holiday season in Central Illinois. Illinois Wesleyan leading 47-26 over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. A busy day around the CCIW. Every team is in action. And let's take a look around the CCIW. Matt Sosler alongside Brittany Carper. We start in Rock Island, where Carthage, who has had a strong start to conference play, taking Carroll the distance in a game that could be pivotal. I know it's not even the first of the year, but as you know, you're always looking towards February and into March. The Firebirds with a 5-point lead at half.
Yeah, every conference game is important. That's what you're playing for, and so no matter what time of year it is, they all make a difference in the end, because sometimes that game here in December can mean the difference between first and second and third, and so on, come March.
This is a game that is definitely a factor in terms of perhaps a first-round bye, and if not that, definitely home court advantage in the first round of the CCIW tournament. In a non-conference showdown, Wisconsin-Platteville leads Indicator 30-17 over Milliken. And then another CCIW contest taking place. North Central and Carroll, that's a 5 o'clock tip. Talk about a big game at Gregory Arena. That's where Milliken slipped up last year. As a result, they were knocked out of contention for the number 1 overall seed and hosting rights in the CCIW tournament. So a tough stretch for the Pioneers, taking on the Titans last week, and then they got to go down to Naperville.
Yeah, and again, not easy. Every conference game matters. Will there be a letdown coming off of last week? That's certainly something to factor in there too, but have to get your mind right. Again, every conference game matters, and so you have to go on the road and take care of business.
Pair of teams seeking to get back in the standings also tip off at 5, North Park and Wheaton in the western suburbs of Chicago. Take a look at the CCIW standings. Still very early. This is game 3 of 16, so a lot can happen. We're not even close to the quarter point of conference play as the Titans retake the floor, leading 47-26, trying to get a win in the last game of CCIW play before the holidays on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the number 1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight, 13-12.
Preserving a Legacy, our halftime segment presented by Will Square Capital, puts a spotlight on the rich history of Illinois Wesleyan basketball and the student athletes that have built the strong tradition of success. Tonight, we take a look back at the career of former Titan great Sidney Shanks. Shanks was a 4-year letter winner and 3-year starter for the Titans from 2016 to 2020. She racked up 936 points, 449 rebounds, 274 assists, 233 steals. More on that in just a moment. Throughout her career, Shanks ranks second all-time on the career steals list, is tied for 4th with 70 blocks, 11th in assists. A team captain as a senior, the Titans posted an overall record of 86-28 during Shanks' time donning the green and white. She led the Titans to 4 NCAA tournament appearances, advancing to the second round her sophomore and senior seasons. The Bloomington, Illinois native was part of 1 CCIW regular season crown and 3 CCIW tournament titles. Shanks, a 2-time unanimous first-team All-CCIW selection, graduated from Illinois Wesleyan with a degree in nursing in 2020. She currently works as a nurse in the Chicagoland area. Again, our halftime segment presented by Will Square Capital. Matt Soffler alongside Brittany Carper. We talked about the steals from Sidney Shanks, and a storyline heading into this ball game is a club that is so exclusive for a team that is as aggressive as Illinois Wesleyan is, the 200 Steals Club for Illinois Wesleyan, and there may be a new member. If not today, then probably on Tuesday.
Yeah, we were talking pregame. I think we might have jinxed her because she hasn't had one today. But Sawyer White, just great length, great anticipation, and that really is what makes a person good at getting the steals and climbing that ladder. And like you said, what an exclusive company to be in a program like this that is known for their pressure defense and getting steals.
White with 196, chasing Christina Solari at 216. The Montini Catholic alum had 112 steals last year, breaking Rebecca Erzman's single-season record, and White has her eyes set on Erzman's career record with still a year and change left in her Titan tenure. White today, 6 points, 2 of 2 from the floor, 4 assists, still seeking her first takeaway of the ball game. The second half, when we come back, Illinois Wesleyan leading 47-26 on 12 Ounce Sports and IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further. dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Start of the second half in Bloomington. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. The Titans leading 47-26. You see Eric Stock, the voice of the Titan men. He and I will be on the call for their contest tomorrow against the Blue Jays, along with guard Shane Miller. Brittany, the Titans turning it on in the second quarter. What are your keys to the second half?
I think, again, value in the basketball, getting good opportunities on the offensive end will help them, allow them to get in their defensive pressure. And for the Blue Jays, you know, they got to, again, find a way to take care of the basketball and see what adjustments they make in the half court.
Titans in white begin, and Bardick starts with a bang.
Great look there off of, the set to open the second half. Bardick hits a three.
9 points for the Lincolnshire native. Tied for second amongst all Titans today. Cusack can't answer. Huber with the board. Outlet pass, fast break opportunity. No problem for Powers.
Great look there from Bardick. Powers got out and ran and found her in transition.
16 fast break points for Illinois Wesleyan as the track meet continues. Stifled by Powers. Jump ball called downstairs between Knutson and Steamer, and it stays with Elmhurst.
Yeah, the Blue Jays trying to attack back there. Weren't able to finish at the rim, but again, trying to make the most of the opportunity they got in transition.
Titan run is now 41-10 over the last 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Elmhurst in a bit of a tough spot defensively since the start of the second quarter. You could say the same thing offensively.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to turn the Titans over, and that's really how they, are able to score and get out and run.
2-on-1 if the Titans hurry. Spin around can't go from Powers. Huber can't connect on the second chance. Tapped around. Illinois Wesleyan gets a third opportunity.
Great follow there by Huber. Just didn't finish, but kept it alive.
And Palmer with the two. She's in double figures with 11. Titans have 6 offensive rebounds today, helping their cause on that end. Gibson unable to finish. Second chance, way too strong from Steamer.
The Titans have really sped the Blue Jays up here.
And there's a lid on the rim for Elmhurst at the start of the second half. The Blue Jays 0 for 4 in the early goings. Palmer's cross-court pass slowed down. Powers, no issue.
Great look there, even with the tip. The Titans are just sharing the ball really, really well.
Titans with 15 assists as Elmhurst turns it over the sideline.
Like I said, once they're making shots, they're allowed, to get themselves in defensive pressure and really have turned the Blue Jays over.
Elmhurst has turned it over 15 times. Powers with 12 points. So Palmer with room. Cha-ching! And another!
That was a great look there. Again, the Blue Jays in their man-to-man got out of the 2-3 zone, but, seemingly don't have an answer for the Titans on this end.
Keeping an eye on the mechanics of our officiating crew to see where this foul occurred, because depending on where it was and when it was, that impacts.
After the play, an offensive foul called against Lauren Huber.
So a complete turn of the tides. Foul after the play on Huber, so we play on.
Yeah, a little action off the ball there, but the basket was still good, which is fortunate for the Titans.
So the avalanche of a run continues for Illinois Wesleyan, and Lewers heads to the free throw line, trying to take the 0 off the board in this second half for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, she just kind of put her head down looking to make a play there, and, Powers just in a tough spot defensively and committed the foul.
Lewers 6 of 8 from the free throw line entering today. And the Blue Jays still unable to get on the board. Kate Palmer nearing the Comma Club. Trying to join the 1,000-point group for Illinois Wesleyan as the Blue Jays have a crooked number in the scorers column in the third quarter. Still a decently tall hill to climb for the Geneva native, but should get it at least within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's always a prestigious club to join when you can score 1,000 points in collegiate career, and so, we'll be anxiously watching that one.
Bumper cars down low, and the foul's on Bucata.
Kristen Bucata, her first, the team's first.
Her first, and the team's first.
Blue Jays strictly man-to-man here to open the second half.
Downstairs, Powers denied, out of bounds. It stays on this end, and Brittany, they started man, went to a zone. The Titans were troubled by it for a little bit, but once they figured out how to deal with it, it was a coast for Illinois Wesleyan.
It was, so they went back to the man, and I think they're just kind of trying to search for an answer on the defensive end. But, the Titans are pretty well-oiled machine when they get going offensively. So, I don't know whether man or zone would be the answer for that, but when they're making shots, defense is hard.
Third foul on Steamer, so Knutson earns a ticket to the free throw line. Palmer entered today at 959 career points through 95 career games. She is 14, so I'll put my third grade math skills to the test. And I'm still nervous that I'll get this wrong. 973?
24? Did you say 14?
Oh,
yeah, you're right. 973.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 free throws for Katie Knudsen.
Mental math is one of the hardest things to do, especially live on air.
Yeah, especially on the spot. You got to get out that calculator on the iPhone.
I use that for way too much. Titans and the Blue Jays, fresh off a finals double dribble call on MC Brown on the drive.
That was great defense by Knutson. When you're the last man, back on the press, your job is to make them indecisive as a ball handler, and she did just that and caused the double dribble.
Titans still with a run, now at 51-11 over the last 14 and a half minutes. Tie up down low, jump ball, stays on this end.
It was good hands by Bucata to get her hands on the ball of Huber's drive there, caused the jump ball.
Titans in the third quarter shooting 5 of 8. Bardick with plenty of room, can't finish the layup, tapped out of bounds, and Elmhurst takes over.
Great out of bounds set. Bardick open on the backside, just rushed it a little bit. But again, I think you got your open look, which is what you wanted there on the underneath out of bounds.
Something she'll make 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, you don't see too many misses there from her.
The Blue Jays still with 0 field goals as we approach the midpoint of the third quarter.
Titans really settled in defensively.
Bucata with 6 to shoot. Charge called.
Offensive foul, number 10, Kristen Bucata.
Really good D there by Palmer, staying in front. Bucata just putting the ball on the floor, trying to make a play for her team there, but, sometimes good offense is met by better defense.
And not that foul trouble is an issue at this juncture. That's the second on Bucata. But again, with the Titans ballooning this lead, what was a 2-point Blue Jay advantage at the end of the first quarter, Titans continue to grow their largest lead, currently sitting at 35 points, make it 37.
Yeah, they just settled in since that first quarter, and it's really been all Titans since then.
Travel called against MC Brown. And Elmhurst looks a little lost.
Yeah, they're searching for answers on the offensive end. The pressure has really ramped up. Since those timeouts in the first quarter, Titans settled in and really have caused havoc for the Blue Jays.
Titans with 3 scorers in double figures, Huber, Powers, and Palmer. Bardick and White, along with Knutson, all knocking on the door with 7 or more. Spin move from Huber, take it to the free throw line.
Great little diagonal screen there to give Huber the look on the block, and had a mismatch and took advantage of that.
The 5'8" Huber against the 5'7" Bucata. Bucata's third foul. And we talked about it in the first half, but Huber's versatility. You really wouldn't say that Maya Smith plays a system of basketball. You could argue it's positionless. And Huber able to plug any gap that's needed.
She really is, and I think the thing that stands out, she's their leading assist, person on the year, which it says a lot for her.
Sierra Gibson checks in for the Blue Jays in place of Bucata.
Also has some ties to this Blue Jays squad. Stick around for the fourth quarter. We'll run through that, especially with all the coaching turnover for Elmhurst. The freshman Luigi Lamb takes a knee at the scorer's bench. Drive down low, and still 0 field goals for Elmhurst in this second half.
Yeah, Blue Jays really just rushing their shots at the rim. Most of that is due to the pressure the Titans have put on them.
Foul called against Gibson on the inlet to Huber. That's the 5th on Elmhurst this quarter.
Yeah, Huber's just so physical down there, too. I think that makes up sometimes for her lack of size against certain opponents, but once she gets someone on her back down there, it's a pretty hard matchup for them.
And how do you guard an athletic post?
Well, you got to hope you're a little bit more athletic or have a little bit more size. But, again, she's so physical, and so that, she uses that to her advantage very well.
12 points on the day for the Glenbard East alum. She adds to her total. Almost a guarantee that she'll be in double figures, has been in double digits every single game this season. Less than 10 games throughout her entire career, which she's failed to hit that mark. And you take into account last season when she was on a pitch count around this time of year.
Yeah, she's just so active on the offensive end, especially rebounding, and tends to find the ball and, finishes well around the basket. So certainly no surprise she's in double figures as much as she is.
Huber takes a seat, Malum with a wall off, and eventually Ravizzi gets the basketball back. On the drive, denied it downstairs. Second chance, and that's the first field goal for Elmhurst this half.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble there off the errant shot, and, they were able to get the basket.
White's pass right through the hands of Martha Lippick. Couple of new Titans on the court, Luigi Lamb along with Martha Lippick. And we reach the media timeout, and Brittany, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Titans outscored Elmhurst 31-8 in the second, and outscoring them 21-3 in the third.
Yeah, their defensive pressure and their ability to make baskets on the offensive end have just really changed this game. You're not even really seeing great offensive possessions from the Blue Jays at this point. Most of it is rushed, and that's all credit due to the Titans really stepping up their defensive pressure.
A birthday in the house at the Shirk Center. Titans had a birthday celebration of their own a week ago. Kate Palmer, who today has 14 points, celebrated her birthday last Saturday and brought treats for the entire team, broadcasters included. Fantastic cupcakes.
Can't ever turn down a cupcake. My daughter would lick off the frosting and call it good, but she never turns them down. So,
frosting and all, pristine goods provided by the Palmer family last week. So a little bit about Luigi Lamb and Martha Lippick. Lamb, the first international student in the Maya Smith era, has just a knack for the basketball. She goes wherever the ball goes.
Yeah, and that's always fun to see. Someone, you can't ever teach that, I don't think. So when someone has that ability, it's always fun to watch when it's out on the court.
Expect to see her for the vast majority of the remaining 14 and change in this ball game.
Yeah, at this point, you're probably looking to rest a little bit with a big game on Tuesday. Get some younger players some valuable minutes because with conference season and all that coming up, you want to make sure you're ready to go.
Rare turnover from White, and Lewers with the finish.
Basket for Maya Lewers.
One of the faster turnarounds. Usually it's Saturday, Wednesday, and that extra day can mean so much. The good news for the Titans is classes are through, so they'll have a little bit more time to focus on basketball over the next 48 hours. Lamb for three, cha-ching!
It's a great look there, nice looking shot, knocks it down.
They have had a Saturday, Tuesday turnaround before this year, knocked out of bounds, stays with the Blue Jays. Defeated Edgewood 88-57 on November the 23rd. The next Tuesday went up to Whitewater and had their announcement game against the Warhawks, taking the win on the road. So they're used to that and much quicker turnarounds.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, with no classes, you're a little less stressed, focus on basketball. And with it being the last game before Christmas break, you're certainly, hoping your focus is there.
Malum just outside the restricted arc, draws the offensive foul. Second offensive foul called against the Blue Jays.
That was a great charge taken there. Nice way to step in and take that.
Malum will not be the only Malum on the Titans next year. Her younger sister Ashley announced her commitment to the green and white earlier this week. Part of a stout recruiting class for Maya Smith and company heading into next year, especially when you look at a senior class where you're going to lose half your rotation, including an All-American. Definitely looking to fill in those gaps. Lamb again, she heads to the free throw line.
Nice take there. Yeah, the recruiting is so important, especially when you have a program like Coach Smith does. You want to make sure you're not ever in a rebuild mode, just more reload, and then certainly that's what they're looking to do.
How do you approach that as a coach this time of year, leading a powerhouse program, but you also have to think about next year, the year after that?
Right. Truly, it never stops. That's the thing about recruiting is you're always kind of looking for that next player or players that can help you. And certainly in this class, they're looking for a really big impact class that can continue to, carry their momentum forward.
Three all-CCIW players in their final season with Illinois Wesleyan. And it could be four by the time this year's up. Titans with a commanding advantage, 73-31. Matt Slosser alongside Brittany Carper. Brittany, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you have that kind of production from a senior class, certainly you're not looking to replace it, but you got to refill it in different ways. And I think, that's definitely what they've been able to do over the years is find the pieces that are able to create this program, keep the momentum of the program.
White called for the foul down low. Salika Ely heads to the free throw line.
Lindsay Novak checks in for the Blue
A Titan
Jays.
defense that allowed 18 points in the first quarter has allowed just 13 since then. 8 in the second, 5 so far in the third.
Yeah, they've really put the clamps down defensively. I'm not sure on the total field goals made since then either, but, they're just not getting a lot of clean looks at the basket.
Part of this is a 62-15 Titan run over the last 18 minutes and 51 seconds. Brittany, I know you've been around the game of basketball for quite some time. Have you ever seen a run this astronomical?
No, that's a pretty large one. So you don't see that often in the game of basketball. But credit to the Titans of really just, I think, answering the challenge after that first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Just locked down defensively, and the ball started to go in the basket. And when that happens with a team as good as they are, that's certainly what they're capable of.
Especially after a week-long layoff. Little bit of a high after the Carroll win last Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, just that layoff, it's hard to simulate game speed and action in practice no matter what you do. And so those first 5 minutes are always a little rough on both sides. And once I think they settled in, you were able to see that.
Galipi with the finish and Sarah Bally with the answer.
Yeah, great look there by Sawyer White. Finish there. A nice run.
Titans also shooting 7 of their last 8 from three-point land. Another miss from the Blue Jays. And the Titans still applying full pressure despite the advantage as White can't convert.
Yeah, it's kind of their bread and butter, so you don't see them really pull it back too often.
Too strong out of the hands of Ely. 90 seconds in the third quarter, and the Titans continue to grow their advantage.
Yeah, certainly just being really good on both ends of the court here and making it difficult for Elmhurst to score and taking advantage on the offensive end.
Jump ball turns it back over to the Blue Jays. Bukata checks back in. Leading scorer for Elmhurst, only 8 points, and we'll visit this either on Tuesday more in depth or on January 11th after the holiday break, but it's another iteration of a leading scorer for an opposition being held well below her season average.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job with her. She had 6 early points, the bank 3, and then the basket and the foul after that. She's been really quiet.
In 18 conference games last year, including the tournament, less than 5 times the leading scorer hit her average.
Yeah, and that's a credit to the scouting that the Titans do and the way they guard, because it takes a lot of emphasis on that. And so, everyone has to be locked into taking down the leading scorer.
Ely with the field goal. 2-second differential between shot and game clock. And of those 5, 2 of them were to Elise Knudsen, which, if you limit her to her average, you consider that a win.
Absolutely.
And Olivia Rangel, the other.
Yeah, 2 outstanding guards that had the ball in their hands a lot, and that's a hard ask of any opponent to keep them under their average.
Lippick met at the point of attack, out of bounds. It stays with Illinois Wesleyan. 3.2-second differential between shot and game clock.
Deja Parks back on for the Blue Jays.
Parks checks back in. Klaczynski takes a seat. 88-57, Titans' largest point total and margin of victory. They did it twice this year. So that number is in jeopardy of changing. Malum for 3, blocked, and shot clock runs out.
Yeah, I think.
And Sawyer White's got to be careful on that. Game clock runs out. No harm, no foul. A little bit of confusion. You don't want to give Bukata a wide open look. However, you also don't want to give her a free 3.
Definitely. So a little bit of confusion there, whether it was a shot clock violation or they possessed it, but Titans were able to recover and go into the fourth quarter there without giving up a basket.
At the end of the day, the Titans outscore Elmhurst 28-12. In the third quarter, Elmhurst limited just 5 of 15 from the floor. The final 10 of regulation coming up right after this on IWSports.com. Start of the fourth quarter in Bloomington. Matt Sosler alongside Brittany Carper. The Titans with a commanding 75-38 lead over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. We start to see Maya Smith empty her bench, and one player to note, entering for the first time this season, an all-conference setter in volleyball, the sophomore from right here in Bloomington, Sophia Feeney.
Yeah, it's nice to see bench players get some minutes here. You never know when they're going to come in to use down the stretch here in the season. So look to see them, maintain the momentum.
Great passing by the Titans. White to Sarah Bali.
Yeah, White's really spread the ball around well today. Bali with a nice finish there at the rim.
That's White's 6th assist of the day. Peyton Jacob also into the game along with Alyssa Epps. Foul called. And Feeney last year scored her first collegiate points in this game at Shirk against Elmhurst. And part of that is, again, she plays almost every point in volleyball. So you got to take the time, ease players back in, especially with the change of pace between the two sports.
Yeah, they're very, very different, especially in terms of just conditioning-wise. Basketball obviously takes a lot more up and down, and so it takes a little bit of time for those players to get acclimated once their volleyball season is over.
Played in 16 games, season high of 9 points. That came against Hendricks. And the thing about Feeney, too, is you watch practices, and
2 free throws for Kristen
with
Bukata.
a top part of the rotation, you look at, okay, who are the players that, as the season goes on, especially for freshmen, who get into those extra practice reps, and Feeney was one of them when it became tournament time in March.
Right, and that's the thing, once they get settled in, they can kind of see their time increase, and certainly someone who can impact the game here and the team going forward.
Gotta go sliding out of bounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Titan substitutions at the quarter were
It's about 35 degrees outside, not prime conditions for ice skating, but the floor a little slick and at the shark.
Yes, it was. She tried to make a play there on the ball, just lost her footing.
Titans' largest lead was 42 at 73-31 with 2:43 left in the third quarter.
Blue Jays back to the 2-3 zone here.
Long three from White. Off the toe of the rim. Feeney keeps it on this end.
See if the Titans can get to the teeth of the zone here.
3 ball from Feeney. Off the toe. Epps with the rebound. Tie up. And it goes the Blue Jays' way.
No ball possession to Elmhurst.
2 good offensive rebounds there. Titans just weren't able to capitalize against the zone.
Titans have more than double the offensive rebounds compared to the Blue Jays.
Yeah, a little bit susceptible to that in the zone that the Blue Jays have been playing. So the Titans have done a good job of pursuing the basketball on that end.
Pass splits the middle. And Illy goes up. Too short. Sarabali with the rebound.
Another nice pass there.
Epps, count it in the foul.
Hold the basket for Alyssa Epps, assisted by Sawyer White.
The Montini Catholic tandem strikes at the next level. White to Epps for 2.
Yeah, again, Bali got that pass out to White, really pushed it ahead, then made the nice pass, and Epps with a good finish.
That duo finished 3rd in the state tournament during the high school days. Epps gets the free throw. Epps is a player that, similar to so many Titans that come into this program, just because you play one role in high school doesn't mean you continue to do it in college, and Epps is one of those players moving more towards a post role.
Yeah, definitely. 5'9" for the Titans, you're usually at the 4 or the 5, or a place where you're a little bit more down into the post player, and so it'll be fun to see her make that transition.
Titan foul on number 11, Peyton Jacob.
Foul on Peyton Jacob. Liv Myers also into the game. Natalie Hardy in for the Blue Jays. Parks can't close, rebounded by Myers.
Good D by the Titans there. They had a mismatch, and they were able to hold their own and get the board.
Hardy gets in the lane. This is on pace to be the largest Titan victory of the season as Ella Conyers checks in for Parks. Conyers, the freshman from Mattoon, Illinois, 2 games played, 3 points versus Mount Mary in 11 minutes of work, had 4 at Alverno. Feeney goes up with 2 hands, Hardy with the attack with just 1, and the Titans get the benefit of the doubt.
Feeney did a good job of meeting that pass there and created the foul on the Blue Jays.
She's used to doing that.
Yeah.
Kill coming from the other side, gotta move through, meet the ball before it hits the ground. Not the same case in basketball. It's allowed to do that in this sport.
Yes.
still got to meet the ball at the point of attack. Jacob for three. Too strong offensive board from Kaczynski. Off the foot of Ely, it's turnover.
Blue Jays trying to push here, get some easy looks in transition, but unforced turnover again, which has really kind of been the downfall of them since the midway point of the first quarter.
Three ball, too much from Lamb. Epps with the strong rebound. And the Titans continue to work the skip pass, and Jacob connects.
From Sophia Feeney.
Again, Blue Jays in that 2-3 zone. Good ball movement by the Titans. Found the open three.
Artie with the answer, and that's what the Titans have done. Play man, they attack down low. Switch to a zone, the perimeter lights on fire.
Yeah, they've done a really good job today of that, of taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and I think again they're just a veteran team. So when you see the different defenses, it's not really going to faze them. They're able to take advantage and knock down shots.
Another turnover for the Blue Jays. That's their 23rd.
Blue Jays back to man there.
And Myers can't finish the cleanup. Tapped out of bounds. Stays here. Air pass on the inbound from Jacob intended for Feeney. So it goes the other way. And another thing for Wesleyan is you're getting in-game reps for your entire team.
Yeah, so valuable to be able to do that. Kids that maybe in some of their bigger games aren't having that opportunity, and there's nothing like a game rep. So take advantage of this and really see what you can do and get some film and what you can get better on as well.
Conyers with the triple. That's her second three-point field goal of her collegiate career, now 204. Another freshman, Epps can't answer. Feeney comes away with the rock. First to Lamb. Epps again, blocked, and still finds a way to go down.
Friendly roll there, but again, great ball movement by the Titans. Find the open three.
The bench is loving it for the Titans. That's one of the many things that makes this team great. Even when the top 10 are out, they're still active, still involved until the final horn sounds. No answer on the other side. Lamb with excellent ball handling.
They do a great job of celebrating each other's success, and I think most successful teams, you see that.
Myers the rebound and the roll.
Great offensive rebound there. She had one couple plays earlier that didn't go down, so nice to see her finish that one.
Her first points today. 88-45. The Titans, based on the pace of this game, eyeing triple digits on the scoreboard, something that they achieved last year against the Blue Jays here at Shirk.
Yeah, certainly have the opportunity to do that today.
I'm sure once we hit the media timeout of the quarter, there might be some conversations of time and score, but that rate probably won't slow down until we hit that juncture.
Yeah, I don't think so. And again, when you're having some of your younger players get opportunities here, it's hard to kind of tell them to play the game different than what you normally do. So we'll see.
Jacob too strong on the three. Epps keeps it alive. A timeout called by Maya Smith. So Illinois Wesleyan up 13-9 in this fourth quarter, leading 88-47. The next bucket the Titans hit will mean a season high for Illinois Wesleyan. They've hit 88 twice this season, and Brittany, at this point we could talk about it ad nauseum, but the method for success for Illinois Wesleyan is turning it on at the start of the second.
Definitely. You saw the change there. I think just from the intensity when they came out in the second quarter, they really ramped it up on the defensive end, which led to layups and open threes. And once that first one fell, it was kind of a barrage after that. And, they really didn't let up.
Score update. Palmer and Huber with their days likely through, each with 14 points. Mallory Powers with 12. Bardick, White, and Knutson 9, 8, and 7. Bally and Epps each with 6 for Elmhurst. Bucata, the lone Blue Jay, in double figures with 10. Steamer with 9. But similar to how Maya Smith has gyrated her bench, Cameron Tucker has done the same.
Yeah, so balanced from the Titans today, which is no surprise given their season statistics. But, and then you're seeing on the other side with the Blue Jays, Bucata got into double figures, but that was late. And, they really shut Steamer down after those, first 10 minutes. And I think that was a big difference for them, too.
Points in the paint today, 32-26 in favor of Illinois Wesleyan. Steamer with 9 of those, just 4 rebounds.
Yeah, she was quiet after that first little part, and once the Titans went on their run, they turned the ball over, and she didn't really get many opportunities. So credit to the Titans defense there.
Saw Lauren Huber and Drew Ondick, an assistant for the Blue Jays. Huber played AAU for Ondick, so a miniature reunion at the Shirk Center, and they'll have another one at Fagnall Hall later this year as Mackenzie Huber leaves the 3 long.
Yeah, longtime AAU coach, probably coached against many of these players too, so probably very familiar.
How do you think that helps Coach Tucker's staff? He was at DePaul, took some time, went to Wyoming, but from a recruiting standpoint, bringing an AAU coach on board.
Always helpful. I think you tend to know a lot of the players in the area, maybe, get a little bit more familiar with them quicker, and obviously the connections with other AAU coaches. Many of the programs, compete against each other so often. The coaches are pretty familiar with themselves as well.
Timeout called this time by Elmhurst. We'll take a quick breather. Final minutes of the ball game when we come back. Titans up big, 88-47 on IWSports.com and 12-ounce sports.
Drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight, 13-12.
.48-47, Titans on top over the Blue Jays. You see President Zanger and Athletic Director Mike Wagner with the holidays approaching and the end of a semester. Just want to express our gratitude to the two of them for their massive support of Titan Athletics, and a tip of the cap to both of them. A very successful fall season that saw a deep run from women's volleyball, a great season from the football program as Hardy drills the 3, and a winter that is off to a fantastic start for the green and white. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper, home opener for the Titans in conference play. Trailed by 2 at the end of the first and haven't looked back.
No, they've really kind of all gas, no brakes since then, and it's been a great game for them. Last conference game before the break, so nice way to go into that.
Got U Chicago on Tuesday. That's a top 25 matchup if the polls hold steady. Titans currently ranked number 3, and with a win potentially against the Maroons on Tuesday, slight chance to climb up to number 2. Wartburg and NYU, the 2 programs ahead of them. Obviously, as you climb higher in the polls, it gets harder to continue to leapfrog.
Yeah, definitely. When you have 2 really good programs in front of you, most likely it causes someone to slip up in order to make the jump. But all you can do is kind of take care of the games in front of you, and the polls are what they are. So just try to win as many as you can.
At the end of the day, from a simple perspective, polls, I don't want to say are meaningless because we use them a lot. I love them, but at the end of the day, it's can you get into the tournament? Can you win in the tournament? And you
Absolutely.
do that by winning games.
Yep, and that's the only thing you can control as a team, and so that has to be your sole focus, regardless of the number that might be there for the polls.
Feeney, count it, and the foul. Her first points of the campaign.
Great drive and finish there, took the contact and finished at the basket. It was a nice and one.
A repeat of last year. Feeney with a chance for a 3-point play, just like she did last year. It was a natural 3. This time around, she'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Can't quite get that. Lippick with the offensive rebound. In some trouble, finds Feeney again. On the drive, her pocket's picked. 3-on-2 if the Blue Jays hurry. Hardy defers out. Conyers for 3 against Lamb. Clanks off. Kenzie Huber comes away with the loose rock. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Titans leading by 40 at this point. The next milestone is the century mark. They've already hit their season high with that Feeney bucket. Hit 88 twice against Edgewood and North Park at 90 right now. This would also be the largest margin of victory, barring a big Elmhurst comeback over the remaining 127 seconds.
For the Blue Jays.
Yeah, their offense has slowed down a little here in the fourth quarter, but they've gotten some looks. So, just trying to finish the last 2 minutes and 7 seconds here strong.
Unable to finish on the fast break layup for the Blue Jays is Ravizzi, and the Titans return the favor. 2-on-3, Huber through a traffic jam, can't finish. Lippick again, Lippick a third time, can't get it to go.
Crashing the boards hard there, just couldn't get one to fall.
That's what you want to see out of this unit, and that's something that is preached upon in the Huber family as Hardy gets his 3. Mackenzie and Lauren, even if it feels immaculate out of the hand, you know it's going in, no doubt about it.
Definitely.
You are the first player under the tip.
Yep. And that has to be, it's such a great mindset to have.
Lamb with the triples. She has 8 points. And Hardy, answer attempt. Clanks long. Myers with a career high in rebound. She has 4. 1 minute to play. We'll see if the Titans
have a good quality offensive possession here.
Huber for 3. Off the side of the rim, in between the legs. Illy comes away with it. Titans will get one more chance, likely a dribble out depending on how fast the Blue Jays go. Hardy, pure. So if you're looking for positives, Hardy's in double figures. She's 3 of 4 from three-point land.
Yeah, she's hit some nice shots here for the Blue Jays late. And, I think they're yelling shooter, and no one on the Titan team was, challenging that shot, which has probably led to some frustrations on the Titan bench. But, once you make 1 or 2, you kind of got to get out there and guard.
Titans appear as if they're attacking with a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
Yeah, I think run a good offensive possession here again, and if you have an open look, you take the shot.
It's the old adage goes in the gym. You want to end on a make.
Most definitely, and it's always that awkward time differential between, shot clock and game clock in a score like this, but, you're still trying to play and make a play here for the Titans, so.
Huber for 3, off the side, so Elmhurst will get the last licks. 10 seconds. Through the hands. Clock continues to run. Parks, last second effort. And Myers gets credit for the board. And the Titans cruise to a 3-0 record in CCIW play. A dominant win over the Blue Jays.
Yeah, a really great game for the Titans. Once that, first 5 minutes of the first quarter were over, they just really kind of fired on all cylinders, and it was a really good win for them.
Palmer, Huber, and Powers all within double figures for Illinois Wesleyan. Kristen Bucata and Natalie Hardy, the 2 double-figure scorers for Elmhurst, will be joined by Maya Smith and a player guest in just a few minutes as they complete the handshake line. It's a quick handshake line for Illinois Wesleyan. Knowing this, they're getting right to the film room and scouting the Maroons.
Yeah, another big game coming up on Tuesday for them before the Christmas break, and they'll want to make sure they're ready to go. So it was good to get their legs back under them after the finals break, and I'm sure they're definitely excited for Tuesday.
Titans salute the home crowd. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, Maya Smith joins us on the postgame show on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Post-game following a dominant Titan win over Elmhurst, Matt Sossler, Brittany Carper, head coach Maya Smith, and coach, the second quarter, what was the message to your team trailing by 2?
We were turning the ball over, and anytime you turn the ball over, you lose opportunity to score, and we just weren't being crisp. We knew that press was coming. We knew it was chaotic. We just should have gotten middle like we drilled in practice for 2 days, hit up the gut, and then went with it. And we were getting bent over, had the ball behind our heads, etc., so we cleaned it up a little bit.
And offensively, from three-point land in the second quarter, letting it fly, how did that adjustment help out your team?
You know what? I've got to trust those girls, and looking at this one stat right here, we shot a lot of threes, 14 to 34. Half of our shots were from the three-point line, but that's kind of who we are, and I need to live with that. And when they're hitting, I have no issues with it. I do want us to be in rhythm when we take that three, and I thought we did a better job of that in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think like you said, sometimes as a coach, you want to rein in those three-point shooters, but against a zone especially, sometimes the ball movement, subjects yourself to a lot more open threes. And just talk a little bit about the layoff. I think, the week-long break kind of always takes a little bit to get your team back into it. And so I think that first 5 minutes, you kind of saw that, and then,
Yeah, exactly. And so we've been in finals week, which is, finals here at Illinois Wesleyan are really hard. I mean, the girls put in the time. Yesterday in practice, we were on fire. We were so good. And I talked to Coach Rose, same thing, his guys. After finals are all over, the girls were really looking good. And I thought, if we can play the same way we practiced today, this is going to be a great game. And then we started out the first quarter like we did. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but certainly the time off. You like to stay in rhythm. And, you like to practice 2 days, play a game, practice 2 days, play a game. And we couldn't really do that this week. And we practiced every day this week at a different time. Our day off was Tuesday, and every other practice, it was a different time every day.
You got a quick turnaround. You mentioned 2 days and then a game. You get your wish this week against a very tough University of Chicago team coming in here on Tuesdays. You head back into non-conference play. What are your thoughts on the Maroons?
My first thought is that they have a great coach. And, Michelle Beelick-Gardner played for us. She was a national player on the national championship team, and she's doing an amazing job. I am so proud of her. But when we get on the floor on Tuesday night, it's coach versus coach, not player versus coach. So we'll definitely be ready for them.
Kate Palmer, Mallory Powers, trio of Titans finishing in double figures. Again, the depth just continues to show itself.
It does. And, this team stays so focused, so intact to what we're trying to do in practices and in games. I mean, they're really coaches on the floor. I mean, it's my job is, I'm happy. My job's been easy. My assistant coaches are doing a great job. Coach Kate Bowman and Brian Ersman. This was Kate Bowman's first true full scout. She did an excellent job. I think she was ready to play maybe more than they were. She knew the team so well, but it was really good.
And I want to talk about your bench, especially at the end of the game, the support they give each other, no matter who is in, whether it's the bench supporting the rotation, vice versa, when you get a score like this. What does it mean to have a complete team that no matter who's on the floor is always locked in?
You know, this team is unique. They care about each other more than any team I've ever had before, and they want it so bad for whatever 5 is on the floor at a time. And I sometimes I just sit there and smile and say thank you, Jesus, because it's amazing that I have kids that want to play that way for each other, which is really good.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Enjoy the couple of days of hard work practice before Chicago comes into town.
Good to see you here, Miss Brittany.
Thanks.
And hi, Grandma Felina.
A great victory for Illinois Wesleyan. We're now joined by one of the leading scorers for Illinois Wesleyan, Kate Palmer. And Kate, dominant win against Elmhurst. End of the first quarter, I asked Coach Smith about this, but from a player's perspective, what was the mood in the huddle?
Yeah, for sure. I think just that we know we're better than that, and we weren't really playing Titan basketball. We weren't being us. I think we were kind of on our heels a little bit, not imposing our own will, and so we knew that we had it in us, so we kind of got together and were like, all right, we're better than this, and let's show and put it into motion.
4 of 8 from 3 on the day, a lot of those coming within the second quarter. You were sort of the ignition in the offensive barrage. I can't even remember what the run was. It's gone away from live stats, 60-something to 20-something over the second and third quarter, but what's it like having an offense that can snap their fingers and get ready to go like that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we definitely got in the zone. I remember looking up, and all of a sudden we were up by 21, and it really didn't feel like that. Credits my teammates for finding me, getting me open, delivering me the best pass I could get, and it was kind of a whole team effort. And I think when we're that good, we all buy in, and we're all on the same page, and we're all feeding each other and helping each other out.
23 assists on 34 made field goals. Just talk a little bit about how well your team shares the ball and how much easier that makes the game for you as players.
Yeah, that's been a big emphasis of Coach Smith this year is our assists, and you can see the trend when our assists are low. I think we only had like 2 assists after the first quarter. I mean, the score, it reflects on the score. So when we're passing to each other, less dribble, more pass, get ahead, that's when we're playing our best basketball, and a lot of it helps too with the R&J when we're getting steals and getting in the passing lanes and passing it up. That's a big factor as well.
The press is something that you don't usually see when you're on offense. Maybe late in a game when they're trying to claw back. What was it like playing against what you practice against?
Yeah, for sure. We always say that we welcome presses because it kind of is in our game style of playing fast. I don't really know what we were doing that first quarter. Again, I think it was more playing on our heels. I don't know if we were 100% bought in, but we kind of looked around. We're like, hey, everyone can handle the ball. I think we were kind of just stagnant. We got more movement going, and that seemed to help out, and eventually they ended up getting out of it. But we want to try to use, when teams press us, that to our advantage as much as possible to enforce our game style.
Yeah, I thought definitely when you started to get the ball in the middle a little bit more of the pressure, you saw that. And I also thought after the first quarter, your defensive intensity really picked up. You just want to kind of speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. We started getting tighter to the ball handlers, more pressure, and that was our game plan from the beginning. So I'm not sure why we were kind of sagging off a little bit, again, on our heels. But we know that defense is going to get us going every single game. Defense leads to offense, especially with our game style, like I said. So that was a big factor in getting us over the hump and getting us to where we needed to be.
Quick turnaround, Chicago on Tuesday, the last game at home in the calendar year. You've had some success against the Maroons. What's the mindset heading into that ball game?
For sure, definitely just continuing to play our style and imposing our will. Another home game. We haven't had many of them so far in the season, so we're excited for that. Any home game we get, we love the opportunity to have. And just playing our basketball, and I know they're athletic and we're athletic, so it should be a fun game and doing our thing.
Kate, congrats on the win, and thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Kate Palmer on the post-game show. One final timeout, and then we'll say goodbye from the Shirk Center in Bloomington on IWSports.com. The dance party lives on another day for the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. A dominant 93-56 win over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Matt Sossler alongside Brittany Carper. We just heard from head coach Maya Smith and all CCIW guard Kate Palmer following a game in which at the beginning there might have been some cause for concern, but the Titans silencing everybody at the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they came out and showed why they're the number 3 team in the country. They played a really good game on both ends of the floor the last 30 minutes of that game, and you see when they play, with a high intensity on the defensive end and they make shots and share the basketball, they're a really, really hard team to beat. And that was a great win for them going into Tuesday, which is a big matchup for them.
Kate Palmer and Lauren Huber led the way for Illinois Wesleyan, each with 14 points. Huber added on 6 rebounds. Palmer with 6 assists. Mallory Powers with 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Sawyer White needs 4 to hit 200. That is still the case. Steelless, a rare occasion, but you also never know what climate the game is going to give you. And Sawyer White definitely stepping up in other ways. 8 points, along with 7 assists, leading Illinois Wesleyan in that column.
Yeah, she shared the ball unbelievable today. I thought, took advantage of what was given to her. And like you said, the way they play, sometimes the steals just aren't there for you. But, again, found ways to control.
Natalie Hardy and Kristen Bucata, the only 2 players in double figures for Elmhurst, 11 and 10 respectively. Leading a rebounder, a handful of Blue Jays with 4 rebounds apiece. And Brittany, before we say goodnight, your final takeaways from an exciting Titan win.
Just a really well-played game on both ends of the floor. I love how much they shared the basketball, finished at the rim, made outside shots, really, took what the Blue Jays gave them, and, a good win under their belt, the last of the conference season going into Christmas break.
A quick turnaround for Illinois Wesleyan. Michelle Bielik makes her return. There has been a history of players from the national championship team coming into the Shirk Center and exiting with a victory when they're the head coach of the opposing team. The Titans try to stop that trend on Tuesday. We'll dissect that and more on the pregame show Tuesday night. Our coverage starts at 6:40 before the Titans end their home calendar of 2024 slate against the Chicago Maroons, and then they head down to Texas for a 2-game slate in San Antonio, and then re-enter CCIW play after the first of the year. For our entire crew, Katie Gonzalez and the entire athletic communications department, Tyler Wilson and our production staff, and Brittany Carper, I'm Matt Sossler. Titans with a 93-56 win over the Blue Jays. Quick turnaround. We'll talk to you Tuesday night from the Shirk Center on IWSports.com.